So welcome to this webinar. Here is a chance for you to discover what we offer within Excellence Predict as part of the Start and Drive contracts. So I hope you are quite comfortably seated, and I will ask you if you have any questions to actually use the chat, and we will either take your questions all along or we'll take it at the end depending on the timing. So again, welcome to this webinar. So it is all about Excellence Predict today, but you have to know that Excellence Predict belong to the Start and Drive contracts within Runnertracks. And actually, I will be co-animating this webinar today. I have some guest stars today. We have Anne-Virginie, first of all. Anne-Virginie, would you like to say a word about yourself?
Yeah, thank you. So Anne-Virginie Nem, I'm in charge of the development of Uptime services for Runnertracks, also developing all the new applications for the dealers and maintaining the process and the new tools for the dealer as well.
Thank you, Anne-Virginie, and welcome. We also have Claire Fontaine as the second guest star today.
Yes. Hello, everybody. So I'm in charge of the service offer in a marketing view. So really with the customer view, and of course, Start and Drive contract are the main offer we have today.
Thank you, Claire. And my name is Nelly Gounou. I will be facilitating this webinar today, and I'm actually training portfolio manager within Runnertracks. I am in charge of commercial after-sales training. Good. So as for the topic of the day, we will start looking at the overall portfolio of the service contracts. Then we will look at a little bit more details, and Claire will tell us about those service contracts called Start and Drive at Runnertracks. Claire will give us some insights also about additional uptime options, which are quite beneficial to optimize uptime for customers. We will continue this webinar, and then at that time, Anne-Virginie will tell us how it works as far as Predict is concerned, what it includes, how it works for customers and within our organization. And finally, we will end up looking at the benefits, obviously the benefits for customers, but also for you at dealerships, so that you fully understand what is part of the story here. So at the end of the day, at the end of this seminar, we have a strong ambition for you. We would like you to be able, first of all, to name all the Start and Drive contracts. We would like you to be able to describe the differences between each type of service contract. We would like you to be able to explain what we offer through Excellence Predict and being able to explain that to customers. And finally, we would like you to be able to describe the benefits, but not only towards customers, but also within your dealership. So strong ambition for this webinar, but we are quite optimistic we will achieve that. And actually, it's part of, let's say, a more comprehensive learning journey or training journey, as we call it. You should have seen, first of all, those this set of videos and tutorials. It's all about maintenance management, but you definitely need to understand what is covered within maintenance at Runnertracks, how we run maintenance at Runnertracks. Today, we are sitting at this module 1, which is a webinar. But you have to know that your learning journey will continue. And in the module 2, you will have more insights about how it works as far as Predict is concerned, and also looking at more proofs and values for customers and for dealerships. So now the scene is set. Sorry, we can start looking at the overall portfolio. And as I said, Claire is our guest star today. And Claire, maybe you can tell us a little bit more about what we propose at Runnertracks as far as contracts are concerned.
Yes, so here is the full portfolio of repair and maintenance contracts. You will see that it's a really simple offer with different levels to answer specific needs. Please notice also that the naming for Renault Trucks is Start and Drive. You can see that we have 4 different service contracts which provide different level of services to customer. You can subscribe a contract for MHDV and LCV ranges from a period of time from 24 months to 96 months. The principle is really simple, consists in purchasing for the customer a service defined in advance for a monthly fixed fee. Notice also that contract fees are adapted to each truck's model and usage, and that the fees can be adjusted and personalized along the way. So you can see in this picture that customer will also benefit from dynamic maintenance plan, free diagnostic, and 24/7 assistance. We'll see this in detail after. The naming of the contracts are référence, performance, excellence, and top of the contract is excellence predict.
Good. So at this stage, I can see we have 4 different namings for the start and drive contracts. One is reference, the second one is performance, the third one is excellence, and again, the top of the top is excellence predict. Maybe you can tell us about the customer promise now.
Of course, because customer perspective is really important to understand to sell those contracts. And then our promise here is to propose to customer a full package offer for maintenance and repair operation for peace of mind services.
So can you describe, Claire, what we propose, what we provide to customer in more details there?
Of course. So as said before, you see that we have 3 levels of contract. Again, reference, performance, excellence, and for eligible trucks, we have predict on excellence. We have services included, 24/7 assistance and towing. You can also have financing solution and option. We'll see this in detail also after. Customized and dynamic service planning, all this package with a monthly fee cost for the customer. So as benefits, keep in mind peace of mind, customize, and cost optimization.
Okay, peace of mind. I think it's quite a nice and positive argument here. Okay, so moving on to more details. Claire, maybe you can tell us a bit more about what start and drive covers in terms of repair and maintenance.
Yes, so let's go more into detail to understand what we sell to the customer. So first, all those contracts include preventive maintenance. What is it? It's oil change, filter change, including APM, diesel particulate filter, belts, and yearly service and systematic checks, including also software updates. Then from performance, as you can see here, so for performance and excellence, in addition, you have repair operation on driveline or on complete assist and cabin, and a 24/7 assistance with towing service included. Now for excellence, the top of the top, you have also wear parts replacement as brake function, clutch, and battery that are included. Finally, with Predict in Excellence contract, you will have also wear parts monitoring, breakdown prevention, and remote software services. We will detail all this Predict service later on. And also optional pack that we'll see more in detail after.
Okay, so we see it's like layers, starting from the bottom here, adding more and more, and finally, Excellence Predict again is the top of the level of the start and drive contracts. You mentioned about those options here. Maybe Claire, you can explain why. Why do we have such options available to customers? What are we after here?
Yeah. Why option and not included in the coverage is because we want to propose extra services to customers depending on their needs, to propose also customized coverage to answer their demands, specific demand, and also on some markets to align on competition.
Okay, so those are some examples, isn't it?
Yes, so you see that you have legal and assistance options, you have motorization options and conversion options. Let's take some of them. The preparation pack, for instance, for pre-inspection visits, the vision pack, really used for bulbs, fuses and wipers. We can take also the refill pack on motorization, including oil, windshield washer, and coolant, for instance. So all those are options available for the customers on demand, depending on their needs.
Okay, great. So I think we have a question at that stage in the chat here. So as a customer, can I subscribe only to parts monitoring or breakdown prevention, for instance, as an option, without subscribing to Predict?
So today, the Predict service is only available on a contract coverage and not available standalone.
Okay, good. So it's all packaged.
Yes.
So at this stage, I think we have clearly set the scene, as I said, at least regarding the start and RAF contracts, but we also see how Predict is being included into this whole portfolio of start and RAF contracts. Now it's time to focus a little bit more about Predict as such. So at this stage, we're going to ask maybe Virginie to explain what is included in this contract.
Yeah, thank you. So let's now focus particularly on Predict contracts. So Claire explained earlier that the service contract, what was the service contract portfolio. Here you can see how Predict appear in the portfolio. Indeed, this is the more complete service contract with the most coverage and advanced functionality, such as the wear parts monitoring, the breakdown prevention, but also the remote software services, which will allow the customer to benefit from pre-diagnostic on his trucks, software updates, and on specific requests from the remote software upgrade with new features. So let's dig into the detail, Nelly. Yeah. So first, there is some requirements that we need to secure before having a Predict service contract. We need to have the connectivity and also information available in order to be able to monitor the trucks and make breakdown prevention, but also being able to monitor the wear of some key components and also manage the maintenance interval according to the real usage of the trucks. Yeah. So if we look at the wear parts monitoring, we have, when we have the basic connectivity, we are monitoring the vehicle usage with 3 indicators. Fuel consumption, mileage, engine hours. And when we will subscribe to Excellence Predict service contract, we will benefit from advanced connectivity, including oil change, topography, and GCW when you are in VASP countries, in a dual brand countries. And you will also benefit from the monitoring of wear parts, such as APM, brake pads, clutch, and battery. This will be monitored in Prompt and VASP in your service planning application.
Okay, so that looks very powerful, this advanced connectivity. So maybe you can describe that further again?
Yeah, so thanks to this monitoring into service planning, you will receive pre-alerts, pre-warnings, and warnings. So the pre-warnings are sent 3 months before the breakdown of the components appear, and the warnings are coming 1 month before the breakdown of the components appears.
Oh, it's a lot of data here that we are collecting and monitoring, if I understood well.
Yeah. So next, we have the breakdown prevention functionality. So it's based on 3 actions: capture, collect the vehicle data continuously in real time, diagnose, detect, and treat faults before they become problems, and take action. So we will guide the workshop with alert reports that we will provide to the dealership in order to indicate the proposed solution to take with the customer in case of potential defects that we have found on the trucks. So it's based on the analysis of breakdown and incidents that have occurred. The breakdown prevention happens either through an expert model or a machine learning models that we have created internally in the group. And any type of predictive models take into account a combination of repair history data, software version data of the ECUs, mileage, DTC, DTC from the past and DTC that are still active, and also a lot of parameters inside the trucks. It's not only a DTC readout, it's a lot of intelligence behind this.
Okay, so it's like experts being able to read data, analyze data, and extract some interesting recommendation.
Yeah, exactly.
We have a question here. Question is, what is the delay you advise to plan a visit at the workshop when a breakdown prevention alert occur?
So we have created those predictive models to be released 3 weeks in advance. That means that the time it pops up into our group systems and the time the customer will be in breakdown, we calculate it at 3 weeks. However, when it arrives in the desk of the dealership, we recommend our dealers to get back the customer into the workshop within 7 days.
Okay, so just to be safe and anticipate as much as possible and avoid again the breakdown.
Okay. And there is 2 components for which we ask the dealer to bring back the customer within 3 days only.
Okay.
It's very urgent case.
Good. And just to carry on, you mentioned about having the expertise around the whole process here.
Yeah. So if you want to give all the detail of the slide, please. Yeah. So this is the process on how to execute the breakdown prevention alert. So we have inside the group a monitoring center, a truck monitoring center that will create all the algorithm around the systems, the different systems we monitor, like EAT system, battery system, fuel system. And depending on the maturity of the country, we will send those alert reports to the market company, and then the market company will give it to the network. So for some countries, the truck monitoring center is sending directly the alert to the network. And inside the dealership, there will be a coordination between the workshop, the CSR, and the maintenance coordinator before calling the customer. It's very important that we have this collaboration inside the workshop before calling the customer in order to avoid calling the customer every week for different repair or service aspects.
Means that we have some intelligence working here, but also some intelligence working at this level, so that the end customer is only receiving the most impacting cases.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, we have another question now. Does it mean that the customer will only be informed by the dealership?
Yes, exactly. That's the strategy that Renault Trucks decided. It's always the dealership that will contact the customer, never our truck monitoring center. It's the dealer that has the relationship with the customer. He knows its customer, his business, and he knows directly the good contact to call for this type of I would say, urgency.
Yeah, so the customer, his local partner, is the best person to be able to contact him. Yeah. Good. That was interesting to clarify that. So we heard about remote software services. What does it mean? How it works?
So the remote software services, it's really the way to update the vehicle over the air. So in our dealership, we have features online that will provide this capability. And we have also now the capability to do remote software updates for campaigns. And we are doing this from HQ in order to be to secure that we remain that we keep the performance of the tracks every time. So when we make those remote software services, we send the software into the TGW of the tracks, and then we will ask the driver to follow the instruction into the cluster in order to upload the software that has been sent. Usually we send remote software services for fixing bugs, performing campaigns, or when it's on customer request for additional services, additional features in the tracks.
It looks like we have different types of capabilities, but also some of them are specific to Excellence Predict. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly. So as I explained before, we have 4 types of functionality that we can use with features online. So we have the remote software campaigns and pre-diagnostic. The remote software campaigns can be performed as well from HQ level. And those 2 functionalities are available for all tracks. But when we subscribe to Excellence Predict, we have the customer can benefit from additional features such as fixing bugs on software when we detect potential defects. For instance, with a predict alert, we can fix this software issue over the air and avoiding any workshop visits. And we have also the capability to provide new features, additional feature only on customer request on the phone, for instance, and that will keep the tracks on the road and save time for our customers.
It's amazing. It looks very promising. And we have actually a question. Is it necessary to sign a special agreement with customers to use features online?
No. I mean, anyway, when the tracks is connected, the customer needs to sign a DMA contract, and the rest will be included into the service contract Excellence Predict. So there is no additional, I would say, contract signature. However, if the customer wants additional features, then it will be an additional, I would say, it will be an additional fees because all the features have not the same value, and then we will charge this in addition. In Predict, we only have the capability included, not the price of the feature.
Okay. So maybe now you can conclude, and I think it's one of your favorite story that you can tell us here, Virginie.
Yes, indeed. So if you look at the journey of the track, when we will deliver the tracks to our customers, we will give him the connected maintenance plan. The maintenance plan, and this maintenance plan is connected and dynamic. It will be updated according to the real usage of the tracks and adapted as well to the business of our customers. And in the life cycle of the tracks, we will need to plan some maintenance activities in order to avoid those 24/7 assistance and keep the tracks on the roads. That's why we have decided in Renault Trucks to package these systematic maintenance activities and wear management follow-up, but also this functionality of breakdown prevention inside predict option. And we have added the remote software services to make more value in keeping the trucks on the road.
Actually, we have a specific question here. It's quite specific. Is, are breakdown alerts not displayed also on the cluster of the vehicle to inform the driver?
No, indeed. So we are much more in advance than the alerts that are displayed into the cluster of the driver of the trucks. So it's really important that the customer understand this, and that when we call the customer for planning a workshop visit for a breakdown prevention alert, it's key that the customer trusts us, because he will not see anything on the dashboard. When the light will appear into the dashboard, it will be too late to plan for the repair and avoid this long immobilization and long repair.
So with predict, we are ahead. We are a step ahead. We are in advance to the breakdown, to the alert showing on the dashboard. Okay.
Indeed, we plan the unpredictable.
Yes, good. Okay, so maybe to conclude on this section, I will show you a nice movie, and I invite you to watch it carefully and listen carefully, because I will send you a small quiz just after this section. So hopefully you can see still my screen, and I will launch it, and just make a comment if you cannot see it and hear it.
Au départ, on a fait un constat simple. Le plus important pour un client, c'est qu'on soit un partenaire proche de ses besoins, et donc que son véhicule reste un maximum de temps sur la route. Alors Renault Trucks a imaginé le service Start and Drive Excellence Predict, la solution de maintenance prédictive innovante qui rassemble deux ingrédients essentiels, le meilleur de l'humain et de la technologie. Aujourd'hui, on suit près de 10 000 véhicules sur toute l'Europe, et on a réussi à anticiper plus de 4 000 pannes depuis 2019. Concrètement, cette offre s'appuie sur 4 composants essentiels. Un plan d'entretien connecté est donc parfaitement adapté à l'usage de vos véhicules et de vos métiers. Vous bénéficiez en plus de la mise sous surveillance de certains composants d'usure, comme par exemple la batterie, l'embrayage, les plaquettes de frein. À tout cela s'ajoute une technologie innovante de prévention de panne en temps réel, sur 80% des composants pouvant entraîner une immobilisation. Enfin, un travail collectif et collaboratif entre tous les acteurs de Renault Trucks et de son réseau permet une gestion proactive de la maintenance de vos véhicules. La planification des interventions regroupées en optimisera l'immobilisation. La nouveauté qui viendra enrichir cette offre sur 2021 et qui sera disponible sur les nouvelles gammes TC et K, c'est la prestation de mise à jour à distance des calculateurs de vos véhicules. La performance de vos véhicules sera constamment améliorée sans perdre de temps. Et voilà, c'est ça Start and Drive Excellence Predict, c'est prédire l'imprévisible. Ainsi, Renault Trucks préserve un maximum le temps d'exploitation des véhicules de ses clients pour plus de sérénité. C'est une offre de service à la fois innovante et unique sur le marché.
You've been able to watch this video. I will now introduce some short questions to you, so be prepared. They should appear in the middle of your screen. So if you've been watching this video carefully, you should be able to answer quite easily. So here's the first question. So how many connected vehicles are monitored across Europe? Yes, good. Now, are you ready for the second question? So how many breakdowns have been avoided since 2019? Same way, in the middle of your screen or in the chat, you can respond to this simple question. And finally, can you name the wear components being monitored? You know, and Virginie was telling you about those wear components being monitored on a regular basis on the connected vehicles with the advanced connectivity. Maybe I can show my screen. Here we have some keywords appearing: APM, brake pads, battery. Great, so it looks like you got most of it today. Good, so let's continue. It's now time to look at the benefits, and starting with the benefits for the customers. So Claire, maybe you can restart with this main picture, which is probably the most important picture that every one of us should remember today.
Yes, totally. So this is the Start and Drive contract offer. So 4 level of service contract: reference, performance, excellence, and predict on excellence coverage with options and service included. So really important also, of course, to understand what we sell to the customer and what are the benefits for him. So we classified those benefits in 3 main groups. So uptime here that we'll see, and we'll see also peace of mind and profitability. So if we start with the uptime advantage for the customer, we have first the higher vehicle availability. 98% vehicle availability that we studied in a study in 2021. Reliability, also 50% of breakdowns avoided. So uptime and reliability thanks to a very perfect maintenance plan management, predictive maintenance with the predict service that we saw before, and remote software updates. Also more efficient plannings of vehicle and people, meaning fewer surprise, so capability for the customer to anticipate and organize his activity. Also improve vehicle uptime service quality, and continuous upgrade via over-the-air software upgrade, so less risk of downtime due to lack of software updates. And also some exclusive services only available with service contract, such as Predict, as you see. Now, peace of mind. First is fixed monthly cost. It allows customer to ease his budget for maintenance, less administration for him. We take care for him on a lot of administrative tasks with service contract. More control due to the total transparency. Secure also time and cost serenity. Flexibility, because the contract can be adjusted and customized depending on usage. 24/7 assistance and towing in a wide network density. At the end, we can say that the dealer becomes really the business partner of the customer. Last but not least, profitability for the customer. First, financial interest in subscribing a service contract, meaning that a service contract will always be more attractive on a price base than pay at each workshop visit. For instance, you have a specific discount on parts when you subscribe a service contract. Also improve resale value of the truck, a higher residual value for the truck, because the truck has the perfect maintenance. Lower operational cost since we prevent further damage. Optimize truck performance, including the fuel optimization. And of course, we propose genuine parts on our repair and maintenance operation with 2 years warranty.
Okay, so that looks clear to me. For our customers, it's like saving time. It's also saving money. And it's also what we call peace of mind, meaning the customers, they can truly rely on us, on the dealers, to manage and follow what is to be followed on the truck. So a good combination here. Thank you, Claire. But not only for customers, we also see strong benefits of promoting and selling service contracts. So maybe Anne-Virginie, you can come back to that list of dealers' benefits.
Yeah, indeed. So we could classify these benefits into main category: benefit for a better customer relationship, but also a benefit linked to profitability improvement. When it comes to the customer relationship, we can really become a business partner for our customers with a strong and longer customer relationship, creating new business opportunity. And there it's, of course, increase the customer satisfaction, increase the loyalty of the customer, and have also full control over the truck's usage and history with all the data that we are collecting. And also be a partner for the truck replacement proposal. When it comes to profitability, indeed, when we create loyalty of the customer, we have more opportunity to increase the sales of parts and labor hours. We generate more stable income for the workshop activity. We generate positive cash flow. We manage better the financial risk. And that links to a profitability growth, sorry. And we optimize fully the use of the workshop and of the technician inside the workshop as well. It's better organized, I would say.
And this is something they may forget, at least when they start considering this offer. They don't see that at first.
Yeah, it increases indeed the workshop planning. It's optimized the workshop planning.
Good. So more space for more business.
Indeed, yeah. Then when it comes to the dealer benefits of the service contract, in terms of the increase of the customer loyalty will bring to the dealer approximately plus 40% of additional business in terms of turnovers with contract versus non-contract customers. The more you offer service, the more the customer could be loyal, and then will come back into your workshop and will be keen to subscribe to the solutions that you will propose to him.
Good.
Yeah. So then with this loyalty, it will be with this loyalty that will bring satisfaction as well. Then it will be more easy to sell additional trucks or replace the old trucks by a new one with this type of relationship.
I see. Okay. So I think it's time for the conclusion now. So not only we have seen strong arguments to convince customers, we also have seen that it's all good for dealers to promote and sell Predix. So maybe Claire, you can start highlighting what we should all remember about this webinar.
So we need to keep in mind that Renault Trucks offers a large range of service contracts. Each customer could find its own. And I profit to answer a question on the chat regarding a competition.
Yeah.
Yes, all competitors propose a service contract. What we can be really a differentiation point is the Predict services we propose today. Not all competitors have this offer, so it's really an important point to push on our service offer, the Predict service. So a large range of options that allows to customize the service offer. Selling service contract, as Anne-Virginie said, brings not only benefits for dealers, but also makes more easier customer relationship. So it's really the best partnership that we can conclude with our customer is to conclude a service contract between us. For the customer, it's serenity, cost, and Predict brings the serenity of time. Predict service contract provides a proactive and predictive maintenance to plan the unpredictable using over-the-air technology, as Anne-Virginie presented in detail.
Yeah, plan the unpredictable. I think we will remember that one. We have another question here in the chat. It's as follows. Is Predict transferable if the truck is sold to another customer? Do you get the question? If we have a truck covered by Excellence Predict, if by any chance the truck is being sold, let's say as a used truck to another customer, could we transfer this contract coverage to another customer?
Yeah, of course, it's still possible. Then the new customer needs to subscribe to Predict, Predict service contract. But of course, it's possible.
Okay, good. So we now come to the end of this webinar. So if you have any spare question, it's still the time. Otherwise, I will just remind you about the next steps in your learning journey. So you have here covered module 1, and we invite you to join module 2, where we will go deeper into the Predict, going a bit more into processes and also showing you some proof figures about the benefits. So please sign in for module 2, and we will be happy to share all this knowledge so that you feel confident talking about Predict towards customers. I can see some positive messages in the chat. Thank you for that. So by that, I wish you a very good rest of the day, and see you soon on the Predict topic for your learning journey. Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.